talking about we a lot. Oh, you speak French now. Giving me the sign, so I gotta take a hint.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Welcome back to another episode of AMA. If you're new here, you don't know how this works, you leave your question in the comment section down below, and we answer it in upcoming videos. So today's question comes from viewer Kostas. He has a few questions. The first is, do you think it's easier to go Android or iPhone? I have a Lumia 950 XL. Wow. Also, do you think there's any way Microsoft could take back some of the market share? And thirdly, do you think Android and iOS fans will use the Microsoft Store on the desktop PC? So, if this question sounds familiar, for the lucky few of you who actually got to watch this video the first time, I don't know why, but the first video was messed up and it hung up around 8 and change. So, excuse me, I'm actually re-recording this now. So let's dig in. Obviously, my man is switching from Windows Phone, and sadly, this is something that we're seeing more and more of. I don't know if it's an accelerated rate, but I think now we've actually hit the dedicated diehard fans that are just like, God damn it, I'm out. I think that's where we are now. So the question, is it easier to go iOS or Android? This is a tough question to answer because I consider Windows Phone to be squarely in the middle of both of those. I think the tiles, the live tiles and the once of yesteryear feature of the integrated stuff, and some of that's still there. And the way a lot of the applications behave with each other in Windows Phone is part of the functionality that you get over at Android. A big part of that, you know, it's just something about how these things function that improve your daily life. But also, leaning more toward the iOS side, I think iOS is definitely, it may be missing some of that interactive functionality, but iOS is definitely the hands-off approach. And again, this is what made Windows Phone so dope, is you've got these power user features like live tiles and whatnot that's really designed to help you get in and out at a glance. That wasn't even just a marketing thing, that was real, right? And then you've got, on the other spectrum, you've got an operating system that just lasts all day. The battery's fine. There's hardly any glitches. Things just work. It's smooth. It's elegant to look at. So again, it's tough to really say what direction to going. I mean, if you're super techie, if you want the most cutting edge specs, definitely go Android, you know. But if you're the type of person that you want to set it, forget it, buy a phone and have the phone actually get out of your way and not tinker with it, then for sure iOS is the way to go. And there's things to think about in those ecosystems. Like, for instance, if you loved Cortana, you have to be now looking at what is now the Google Assistant, and you may or may not get that depending on a phone that you buy in the Android world. And that's another thing to be mindful of in Android world. We'll get there. And then you need to be looking at Siri. Now, lately with the Google Assistant that we see on the Pixel, I think Google has leapfrogged everything else. But before that, I would consider Cortana to be the best. But now Cortana's squarely in the middle. And now Siri is just dead last and dead useless, I would say. So there's that. Then there's the services around those ecosystems, both on Android and on iOS. Luckily, Microsoft really does a good job at having all of the services over on the other ecosystems for you. So things like your OneDrive, Word, Skype, all of that stuff will be there, and it'll be as if you never left. I mean, right back down to Outlook in the mail. So that's, you know, that's a good thing. But Android, something to know about is your choice becomes the choice of device and ecosystem outside of stock Google, right? Because each OEM has their own ecosystem and things they provide and feature sets they provide and user experience. It's a very difficult thing to do research on in Android. and it can be very frustrating. Like, do you get a Pixel? Do you spend the money to get that pure Google? Do you get a Nexus? Because if you get a Nexus, you get pure Google, but it's not that much supported. It's not the favorite child of Google anymore. That's now the Pixel. Do you get a OnePlus One or OnePlus 3? I think there, a OnePlus 3T. That's dope. Amazing price. UI is passable. Do you get if you're on the cheaper end, do you get a blue phone? Do you get an like that? The Axon, I think, was dope at a good price. Do you get a Huawei? Do you get an HTC? Do you get a Samsung? Right? It makes your choice so much harder. Going over on the iOS side, just get an iPhone. Like, that's it. You're done. Right? Your two choices are you want the big one or you want the small one, and then you rock out from there. So, I think it's what's important to you. I went Android because at the time, Apple was still, I don't know, there's something about Apple I just couldn't give into. And I find iOS largely boring. Not to mention that my work phone is actually an iOS phone, so I didn't want two of the same phones. But if I had only one phone, I probably would still go Android. I do enjoy tinkering from time to time. I wouldn't say I'm a big power user of Android, but I do enjoy, when I need to get something done, the ability to do it is there with the help of the XDA developers, right? I do like the ability to just go out and download a ROM and have your phone feel completely new, completely fresh. But then again, on the Apple side, Apple does a great job at supporting older hardware. So, I turned on a 5S the other day, and I think I got the iOS 10 update. So, that's also dope. So think about what you really want. If you want that hands-off approach, definitely go iOS. If you want to be a nerd, then go with Android. And sorry to see you leave the Windows Phone world. His second question, what can Microsoft do to get back market share? This is a very popular question on this channel. I have no idea. There are some things that are coming on the horizon, like Win32 apps running on ARM processors, so that's interesting. We don't know how that's going to work, and there's just Surface as a brand is now like a $4.3 billion business to Microsoft, so you can expect that the next rally, what could quite possibly be the last. I know we've said there's a few lasts. It's supposed to be the last with the 1520 and then the 950s, but if this doesn't work out for them on a phone level with a Surface brand, I don't know what will. So Surface and then you got the Win32 stuff running on ARM. There's some stuff happening around the Microsoft world that could give a good push to Windows Phone. Could it help them win back the market? I don't know, man. These days, having Microsoft go in and take an Android operating system and develop a phone off of that doesn't seem like a bad idea, because literally they do that, they could solve the problem right away. A Surface phone, dope hardware, dope camera, their own UI, their own live tiles, all of that stuff with the Android Play Store. That's it. It might rival something like the Google Pixel, right? And that's interesting to see. So I don't know what else they could do. They've tried so much. We've spoken about this on the channel so many times. So we just gotta wait and see again. And I'm actually excited to see what's gonna happen with this Surface hardware. But yeah, that is it. It is. Do I think iOS and Android fans could ever use the Microsoft Store on a desktop PC? I don't see why not. There's no reason not to use it. Like, I find a lot of my messaging that I do throughout the day, I'm using my phone a lot less because I have Windows 10 on my work PC. I have Windows 10 on my home PCs. So apps like GroupMe, Facebook Messenger, the Facebook app, these are the apps I probably use the most, and not to mention the Instagram app. These apps are actually in the Windows Store on the desktop. It's funny because John was here the other day, and I launched the Instagram app on my PC, and he goes, "Is that Instagram?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Really? Instagram?" So, I think there's a lot going on there. A lot of people aren't aware that there's some dope stuff in there. So, and I live to see the day. I would like to live to see the day when Microsoft really makes the store a viable option the way that Apple did. So, you can find the Adobe suite in the store. You could download it there. And instead of the 2 licenses that Adobe ties you to, you can get the 10 installs that you can do from the Windows Store to any PC. So things like that, I think, are dope. Or you can, you go, like I go over to Tawan's house and sign it with my Live ID. Here comes my Photoshop, and I can get to work while I'm there. Like, I think a lot of that stuff is dope. I don't see any reason why people shouldn't interact with that. But yeah, thank you so much for your question. I hope you enjoyed the answers. And again, for those of you who are new here, you ask your questions in the comment section down below. We will answer them in upcoming videos. Please don't forget to like the video if you like it, or hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. That's fine as well. Don't forget to subscribe. So much more coming. Check the links in the comment section below, and you will see links to all of our other channels, sneakers, sunglasses, wallets, everything you could ever want. There's even a photography channel. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace.